Hello everyone, I am Velocity and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video where today we're going to be going over the part 2 LRs. The stream ended, as you can see on the bottom right, about an hour and a half ago. I've been translating and all that. So yeah, today we're going to go over the kits for LR Beast Gohan and the Gammas. So we're going to use Garesh's translations here. Sorry if you can, in my voice, I'm a little sick still. We're going to use Garesh's translations for Beast Gohan, and then I have my my own translations for the Gammas and Krillin and 18, the banner unit for Beast Gohan. We're going to start out by watching the animations. I've only seen them once, so they're not, you know, I could see him again, and we actually also have the animations for Krillin and 18. So I will shut up for a second, and yeah, enjoy. Alright, yeah, wow. I'm still thinking, I'm tempted to say Broly still has the best animations in the game, but damn, yeah, Beast Gohan is, he looks pretty good. There is some weird, like, pixelation kind of stuff. It looks a little, like, blendery, I'd say, almost. But, I think that's it. It's probably just because I'm, you know, watching it on a 20-whatever-inch screen. Like, it should... It should look much better in game, but yeah, really great animations. Let's check out the Gammas. Let's go for it.
1号はあいつを引きつけて時間を稼いでくれ。2号、お前まさか。
Yeah, damn, those look really good too, actually. Alright, jumping into Garesh's translations for New Power Beyond Ultimate Sun Gohan Beast. He is Super STR. His leader skill, he leads Superheroes, Bottom Master and Disciple, and Miraculous Awakening for his 170, and then his 200% is Entrusted Will and Movie Heroes. I've pulled it up on Dokkan Info, and it's probably just the best leader skill in the game. Keep in mind this is only showing his 200% and not the 170 characters. We've got Carnival LR Gogeta, LR Ultimate Gohan, Orange Piccolo, who's going to be pretty much a requirement to run this guy. AGL UI is coming up on an EZA next week. I'm really excited about this STR Gohan because of his domain. He increases damage received by extreme class enemies and allies, and you're not running extreme class allies on superheroes. So yeah, I'm very happy he's on the 200%. There's some other good options. God Goku's still very good. Int Pan is runnable, I guess, and then once you go down to the 170, there's a lot more options from there, of course. His 12 key super attack is the Murderous Demon Flash. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn, raises defense for 1 turn, and causes colossal damage. His ultra super attack is Ravaging Lightning Wave. Greatly raises attack, raises defense for 4 turns, and causes mega colossal damage. So yeah, attack stacking, defensive stacking for multiple rotations. That's going to be quite nice. So you can max out at 2 stacks since it's on 18 key. His unit super attack with Piccolo, as we saw, is greatly raises attack, raises defense for 4 turns, causes mega colossal damage to enemy. He does give 20% crit support to allies, which is pretty nice. You don't see a lot of crit support, although we'll see when we look at the AGL Krillin 18 banner unit that they're also providing crit support. And then he disables enemies' action once within the turn. You know, the attack breaks are always nice. His passive, Beast Unleashed, activates the entrance animation upon entry once only. Key +8 and chance to perform a crit and reduces damage received by +40% for 5 turns from first appearance. So he's getting 40% damage reduction, 40% crit, stacking that with the 20% crit on his unit super attack, already at 60% just from the intro buff. Then he's getting key +3 and 250% attack and defense, and he just straight up guards all attacks. We love to see unconditional guard in kits. Combining that with the 40% damage reduction, I don't know, he's going to be crazy. He's tanking everything. Then he gains an additional 50% attack when attacking, and 20 more % crit chance when key is 24. That's I like putting the attack buffs on attacks. I think that's just good design. I don't like when they're putting defensive buffs on attacking or doing super attacks like they did with that's part of the reason I hate LR Ultimate Gohan so much. So I'm glad he seems pretty well designed so far. Then he gains an additional 80% defense and reduces damage received by 20% when key is 24 when receiving an attack. Keep in mind, we've seen this with the LR Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Evolution Blue Vegeta EZA. Damage reduction that is tied behind key is not counted before attacking, because the game just looks at key on attack. They're not looking at key at the start of turn, unfortunately. So for AoEs like Fusion Zamasu and stuff, this 20% damage reduction will not activate, and I guess the defense won't either. So that's just something to note, but it should still be pretty good. So you're getting up to keep track, 60% damage reduction with guard. Then you're getting an additional key +1 per key sphere obtained. That's we're seeing that on a lot of units nowadays, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's a really solid ability. Although I will say the superheroes team is not struggling for key by any sense. They have a lot of orb changers and all that. Gain an additional attack and chance to perform a crit +20% per attack received during the turn. So I guess that's self-explanatory, but that is a very powerful ability. He's going to be hitting like a train because he's getting great raises on all his supers, and yeah, very powerful. So then we are getting we have more damage reduction coming in here. We have, sorry, I lost my spot. Perform an additional super attack, and all allies keep +3 for the turn other than this character after receiving an attack. So this is basically for if you're running him in slot 1, you want to be running him in slot 1, so you get the additional super and then the key support. This is kind of like Orange Piccolo, where he gives 2 key to allies after getting hit. I'm a huge fan of that ability, so very happy to see it return here. And it would also activate for AoEs in this case. So then we have key +1 per attack received, up to 5, and gain an additional attack and chance to perform a crit +20% per attack received in the turn. So he shouldn't be struggling to crit at all. It's everywhere in his kit. Gain an additional chance to perform a crit and reduces damage received by 20%, and all allies key +2 starting from the turn in which the characters perform their 5th attack or received their 8th attack. If I had to guess, you're probably receiving 8 attacks first, because he's doing 2 supers a turn. He doesn't really have a ton of additional, unless you give him, hidden potential system, obviously. But this is fine. By the time you're basically replacing the damage reduction from his intro. After you could probably manage to get up to the full 80%. And keep in mind, that's with guard and 250% attack and defense. Like the multipliers on these characters are crazy. This is a new level of power creep. Then his active skill, Gohan's Confidence. You can activate this starting from the turn after this character receives an attack. So let's say you get him turn 1, he gets hit once, you can use it turn 3. He gets key +24, 150%, 158% attack and defense. He taunts like Gogeta does, and he crits for 1 turn. Now it's really good, and this should count, or sorry, this will not count as an attack. So I know Gogeta does his active skill. He gets the super buffs. This Gohan, his active is not an attack, so it won't be hitting as one. His links, all in the family, same warrior race, infighter, shocking speed, prepare for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power. Everyone's thinking it. What comes to mind is LR Ultimate Gohan. He shares 6 out of 7. The only thing he's missing is Kamehameha, which is not that good. So unfortunately, he'll be sticking around the team a little longer. And then all these categories, I'm not going to go ahead and read them off, but yeah, damn. This guy is shaping up to be just incredible. I think he's number 1 in the game. I don't really know how who would be topping this guy in any situation. He seems like a lot of those units where we say like they look like the best unit in the game after turn X or whatever. He's just coming out the gate turn 1. He's doing everything. So yeah, LR, Beast Gohan, they've redeemed themselves from the New Year's 2022 fiasco, and let's move on to the next character. Alright, moving into the Gammas. These are my own translations. I triple checked everything. It should all be correct. They are leading 200% superheroes. If we want to just take a look at that. They have all these characters, stuff like we were looking at Gogeta before, not Super Vegito, Vegito Blue, Orange Piccolo. These guys are, he's also coming up on an EZA. These guys are incredible. STRUI is, he throws for me, but I think he's good. Gammas, no God Goku, unfortunately. Right, he's a movie heroes character. I forgot about that. Let's get right into the Gammas here. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy on his 12 key, or on their 12 key. Their 18 key greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage. For free, they get Ki plus 3, 125 attack and defense. Then they get an additional Ki plus 3 attack and defense plus 125 when HP is 30% or above, so they're matching Beast Gohan's 250%. This ability I'm a huge fan of. Superheroes, join forces, or defenders of justice category allies Ki plus 3 and attack and defense 50%. So they're supporting multiple categories as one of these premium LRs that's also doing all this other stuff. That's really good. Chance of performing a critical hit plus 30% and launches an additional super attack up to 2 per turn per int key sphere. So if you're getting 2 int key spheres, you're getting 60% crit and 2 additional supers. That's really good. And if you're not able to get int key spheres, you get 12% crit and launches an attack that has a great chance of becoming a super per AGL or STR. See, like red and blue, gamma 1 and 2, and then int is red and blue together. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. So up to 2 per turn. Yeah. So very cool. I like their design. I'm a little worried about their turn 1 defense. But then you see you get 50% attack and defense and reduces damage received by 30% after performing 3 or more attacks. So after you get those 3 attacks in, which shouldn't be difficult because you're getting the additionals here, and keep in mind this isn't supers, this is just attacks, they should be fine after turn 1. Their standby skill can be activated when HP is 70% or below after performing 3 or more attacks, so that will line up with the damage reduction here. They have the same standby effect as Trunks, where they standby for 4 turns, and then they get 1 charge count per attack, per additional. And they're still doing, we'll look at their standby kit in a second. Their links are Android Assault, Red Ribbon Army, Shocking Speed, Hero of Justice, Signature Pose, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. I haven't looked, but I'm assuming they're gonna link very well with their TUR counterparts, with the exception of Legendary Power. My Wi-Fi is being a little weird now or whatever, but Android Assault, yeah, they're 5 out of 7, 6 out of 7, or yeah, something like that. Very good. Let's get into the standby here, where the 12 key stays the same. They just raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause colossal damage. Their 18 key stays mostly the same, but then they are also getting 1 turn defensive support for superclass allies. That's very good, and as you'll be able to see in a second, they're going to be comfortable slot 1 tanks with the toolkit they're given here. So their 125% attack and defense is no longer HP gated. You're just getting the full Ki plus 6 to 50% attack and defense. They bump up to 50% damage reduction. They get 50% attack and defense when attacking, and then they maintain their support, which is very much appreciated. This stays the same. They're getting 30% crit chance and 2 additional supers if you get 2 int key spheres. And then 12% crit and launches an additional per AGL or STR up to 2 per turn. Very good, pretty similar. They're just adding they're getting rid of the HP gate and then getting the 50% damage reduction. So they should be able to slot 1 tank. Their multipliers are very high. And then you can get 100%. You get 100% attack per charge count. So you really want to be hammering in those additionals. That's part of the reason I'm so tempted to build Beast Gohan for full additional. Causes super ultimate damage to enemy and stuns them for 1 turn. Actually, I believe this is just an attack break. Let me check. So no, I was actually correct. It is they get stunned for 1 turn. So honestly, I'm not a huge fan of stuns. I do prefer attack breaks, but this will work on some bosses, and it'll be cool. I know the int phase of Golden Frieza can be stunned. So then we switch with Gamma 1. So the final stage of this kit, They haven't done like triple transforming characters in a while. It's kind of cool. I like those. The super attack, the 12 keys staying the same, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy. His 18 key stays mostly the same, but the support buff gets bumped to 2 turns. So 2 turn defensive buffs on super. That's about as good as you can get, and it's 50%, which is a pretty big bump. And they're also getting this. They're already giving 50% defensive support. So yeah, key plus 3, attack and defense 150, reduces damage received by 15%, but don't worry yet. Key plus 3, attack and defense plus 150%, and reduces damage received by 15% when HP is 30% or higher. So getting up to 30% damage reduction. You get an additional 50% attack and defense when attacking, keeping that defensive support. Superheroes join forces, Defenders of Justice, key plus 3, attack and defense plus 50. Launches an additional super attack for free, changes AGL key spheres to int key spheres, and then chance of performing a crit plus 20% up to 100%, and reduces damage received by 10% up to 50% per int or STR key sphere obtained. So they become an orb changer, or I guess he does, Gamma 1. He becomes an orb changer, and if you can get your 5 orbs, you'll be guaranteed crits with 50% damage reduction on top of this 15% and this 15%. You'll be at 300% attack and defense pre-super, 350 after super, and I guess that's the support also kicks in with 80% damage reduction, guaranteed crits. Yeah, they seem pretty much just as busted as Beast Gohan, with the exception of their very first turn before attacking. I think they'll be susceptible to AoEs, but really just very well designed kits all around. I'm super impressed. I'm very happy with this part 2. I think this is shaping up to be the best anniversary for free, or the best celebration in Dokkan history. Lastly, let's check out the banner unit Krillin 18. Again, these are my translations. These they are super AGL comrades who overcome adversities. Krillin 18. Not that the leader skill matters, but they get join forces, battle of wits, 130%. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Causes immense damage to enemy and lowers attack and defense. Attack and defense lowering, we've seen kind of a resurgence. It's a lot of these new bosses. Trunks you can lower his attack and defense. I think UI Goku you can. So this is very much appreciated, especially coming off a meta where for I think almost a couple of years we had very few bosses that could be attack and defensively debuffed. Their passive, key plus 2, attack and defense 180. They have a 30% chance to dodge. Then they get an additional 30% chance to dodge, and they give 30% crit chance support to allies if there is a superhero category ally attacking in the same turn rotation. Like I said earlier, not a lot of characters provide crit support, so that's nice to see. And then they get the additional 30% attack and dodge chance. I'm exhausted. I've been super busy. So their kit is kind of reminding me of Tech Pan. 60% dodge chance, providing support. I'm a little worried about their own attack and defensive capabilities. I'm worried they'll be a dodge or die character. They definitely don't seem as powerful as the Int Golden Frieza, who is crazy good. They get an additional attack and defense plus 30% with each attack dodged, up to 90%. Kind of a STR UI Goku mechanic. Then they get an additional 180% attack and defense until receiving an attack within the same turn. I think that's probably just to cover them from AoEs, because it only activates once. And superheroes category allies, attack and defense plus 50% for 2 turns if HP is 50% or above at start of turn. So they are providing some nice support. They're giving crit support. They're giving this 2-turn 50% buff to superheroes. I'm thinking they'll be pretty good with their 60% dodge chance, and after all their attack build up, they'll be I mean, they have what? That's 370% attack and defense. I think they'll be okay, but raw stats always worry me a little bit. Their link set is Experienced Fighters, Courage, Cold Judgment, Turtle School, Solid Support, Brainiacs, and Fierce Battle. And their categories are Joined Forces, Battle of Wits, Movie Heroes, Battle of Fate, Bond of Parent and Child, and Superheroes. I think their best linking partner is that 6th anniversary Krillin and 18. I wonder if they'll get an EZA actually with UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I suppose it's possible. They seem alright though. Nothing too crazy, but they're a solid banner unit, I'd say. So yeah, that is those are the part 2 LRs for the 9th anniversary. They seem like 1 and 2 in the game. I Beast Gohan, Gammas, I don't know, you could say either one is number 1. I don't think I could argue. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a bit of a long video. I hope you enjoyed. Please, like I said in my last video, I'm just starting out. If there are any comments, concerns, things you want me to improve, feel free to let me know in the comments. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a good one. Peace.